Welcome to Alchemy Avenue, where we transform in real time, trust the vibe, and grow on purpose. This isn't just a podcast, it's a movement, a reminder that you don't need fixing, just unlocking. Around here, we laugh, we build, we heal, and we elevate, all powered by that deep inner knowing that says, this is exactly where I'm meant to be. You were made for this version of you, so let's expand, let's enjoy it, and let's keep becoming who we already are. Tap in. This is Alchemy Avenue. Welcome back to another wonderful and amazing episode of Alchemy Avenue. Let's get to it today. Today is really, I'm pushing through for sure. Got an issue going on with my eye. Can't really see out of it. Can make out, small things and things when it has a dark background. But again, I'm using all these different tools, technologies that I have to really, anchor myself through this situation and just not necessarily push, because it's not grueling or jarring. However, it's definitely a new place I have not been. So I'm just here, just still trying to make sure I show up for myself, one, because it's always the best thing to do. Show up for yourself. I don't feel any resistance. I feel like I'm always taken care of, and everything, excluding nothing, always works out for me. So let's get into today's episode. Comet Clarity is what we're talking about today. Comet Clarity, moving as your own beacon. Clarity isn't always a lighthouse, which is great to be a lighthouse. Anchored, steady, guided from one fixed point. Sometimes clarity has to move. It has to streak across the sky, unapologetic in its trajectory and how it's moving, leaving a trail of proof behind it. That's Comet Clarity, leaving a trail of proof behind it. And I'm not saying that you want people, you're doing these things or you're moving so people can be, you're trying to impress or you're trying to do something for other people's validation. They're just bystanders that are just witnessing the things that may have happened to you, i.e., what's happening with me. I got family, got friends that know about it, and I'm still moving with clarity and precision to still be the best version of myself. So you're not doing these things for that. They're just the people that are just witnessing to whatever situation is happening to you. And sometimes it may not be for everybody to know about, which is fine too. It may be enough just for you to know how you got to whatever situation, and you may not even know that. And then why it's showing up, and then for you to able to be triumphant in all of that, in all levels of whatever challenge may present itself. So let's just keep pushing. When you stop waiting for the perfect moment to shine and realize that the moment itself is the moment. So let's repack that. When you stop waiting for the perfect moment to shine and realize the movement itself, the movement and whatever's going on, that's the moment right there. So let's kind of unpack what Comet Clarity is. It's a state where you shine and move simultaneously. No waiting, no conditions. You move how you need to move, and you feel comfortable and you feel aligned in doing it the way that you're doing it. That part, the way that you are doing it. Trust is your arc. Not orbiting around people's expectations. So now you're not tiptoeing and shrinking and softening yourself to be around other people. Now you're just really coming in and being authentically you, and you're still moving with grace and precision. That's Comet Clarity. You're leaving a trail. Your actions speak long after you pass. The key difference. A lighthouse clarity is stationary, potent, and dependable. And that is great. To me, this is just another level of how you move and operate. Comet Clarity is mobile, catalytic, impactful. You've been the lighthouse. Now it's time to be the comet. That's what I mean. You've been steady, steadfast, strong, reliable, dependable. You've been all those things for yourself, one, and then for other people. But now when you get the urge to step out and do other things, or step out and just be in a different space, or you feel a different energy about yourself, and it's okay for you to move in that new energy that you feel, because what you don't want to do is say you wish you would have did something with that energy or those ideas or whatever you're thinking about in this new time, in this now new time, and you say, man, I wish I would have moved, and not only saying that you wish you could have moved, but you had the opportunity to move. So let's just keep that in mind as we move forward. The infinite drawer metaphor. I like this because I was meditating and I was just thinking, man, sometimes we think we only can, because we're infinite. We always say that, and people say that, and I think sometimes we put our own self in a box at times. So this metaphor about the infinite drawer just came to me, and it was very, very powerful. So we've been operating from one familiar drawer, the same comfort strategies, the same narratives, one drawer life, predictable tools, safe decisions, repeatable habits, great for survival, yes, not for expansion. The infinite drawer life. Each drawer holds a new insight, gift, or capacity. You don't need to know what's inside before you open it. The drawers are infinite, and they are like you. They are, you may have always done things this way, but then something may click in you or change in you, and you say, let me try this. Or maybe you want to try something new, but you don't necessarily know the steps. But for some reason, it feels like the logical next step, or it doesn't feel it's new for you that you're doing it, but inside there's some kind of familiarity with it. Like, wow, this doesn't seem as hard as I thought it was going to be. Now you're starting to tap into different things. And that's why Comet Clarity is important, because once you start to tap into those new things, give yourself permission to move and soar. Give yourself permission to move and operate in that newness, because you're infinite. We are infinite creators. We are infinite beings. So now we don't have to be stuck in any kind of boxes that people or even ourselves we want to put on. So we can just use those creativity, ideas, blueprints, and a lot of those different things that we may say, well, let me try this. I do want to try this. I've always wanted to try this. Let me do it. And now you realize, okay, wow, I picked this up way faster than I thought I would. There you go. That right there shows you that we can you can do anything that you put your mind to. And people say that, but don't really understand how to apply that, how to just be comfortable with understanding your likes, your taste, who you are, and what you built so far as your life, and how you move and operate in the way you think. You got to give yourself credit, and you got to give yourself, definitely a pat on the back, and give yourself your own flowers, to understand that with the mind you have and with everything you've been through, and you're still able to even see the field and still be able to want to create instead of shutting down, instead of running, hiding. You still want to create. As much as you've been through and as powerful you are, you still want to create. You got to understand you are so amazing in how we move and operate. So the 4 core practices of Comet Clarity. A light check. Each day ask, what would my light do here? Shifts you from reaction to radiance. And you see, and to me, you have to ask yourself, because sometimes you don't need to, be the shining light for everybody or every situation. You don't. So asking that question, called a light check, what would my light do here? Ask yourself that. And then you move accordingly. You do what feels naturally good for you. Your trajectory trust. Stop waiting for permission or applause before moving. just move and operate. Again, if it feels like the next logical step to you, if it feels that way to you, again, stop waiting for permission or applause before moving. Comets don't ask to enter the sky. They just blaze. And like the new drawer ritual, opening without fear once a week. Test yourself. I don't even want to say test. Just move in something different, or do something that maybe you haven't done in a long time, or get yourself in a space where once a week you open a new drawer that either you never touch or you haven't really dove into like you wanted to before. A new conversation, idea, expression. Every drawer reflects undiscovered capacity within you. You'll start to just get to know yourself more, because you'll realize how important and how valuable just following your creativity and following who you are. And this is in any aspect. I'm talking about in any aspect, anything. If you want to start cooking something different, do that. If you want to start a new hobby, if you want to start working out, but maybe you don't want to just do the traditional gym. Maybe you want to do, you want to hike more. You want to do CrossFit. You want to do yoga and other kind of, meditations and body work. Maybe you don't want to use weights. Maybe you just want to do the calisthenics. Do that. Maybe you want to do a biking class, any kind of water exercises, anything to get you out. But if it comes to your mind and you have the means and opportunity to do it, why not go ahead and explore that? So once a week, get yourself in a new situation. Fear of discovery is really fear of leaving behind old identities. And it's okay to grow and expand. I think sometimes we get that mixed up with, I'm changing. Or even when you may say to someone, I'm starting to do this. Or they'll say, hey, what you been up to? I've been doing this. Oh, really? And sometimes when people's response to the things we say may throw us a bit, because, to you, it's natural for you to try to do something different. It was natural for you to try this new thing or whatever it was. But for somebody else, because now you're mirroring back to them what they may not have done or what they may not even think about themselves. So that when you mirror that back, then some people may try to dim what you're doing. But again, if you pour into yourself enough, and you're not even a person that can get offended because someone doesn't understand, now you're in a different place mentally whenever you do share what you're doing. Power aligned with love and clarity is never dangerous. Never dangerous. So let's ask this. What part of me does this reflect? How does this expand me? Can I trust this as part of me? Again, let's run through those questions. Let's just ask, what part of me does this reflect? How does this expand me? Can I trust this as part of me? So the next part is self-beacon witnessing. Self-beacon witnessing. At the day's end, name one way you carried your own light. This stabilizes trust that you are your own guide. That stabilizes that trust. That beacon witnessing. So it's not even that it's important to anybody else, or anybody else clapped, or anybody else approved. You yourself are in awe. You yourself are impressed. You yourself are amazed at how you started whatever said new thing is, and whatever new ability, technology that you unlocked. And now you're thinking, wow, man, I did that. I'm proud of myself. And it's great. And it's great to be proud of yourself. When you just moving different, and you moving with more clarity and power, moving as Comet Clarity. So why does this matter in this now time? Why does this matter now? Your nervous system is recalibrating. Life has been asking, will you still move if you're not fully certain? Will you still move? Will you still move and feel like you're thriving even though things may not seem like you are? Seem on whatever level that you may be looking at. But again, how you feel is how anything will change in your field and change in your environment. So if you feel like you should have did things better, or you feel less than, you feel depressed, you feel angry, then those things will come and show up. Not saying you don't realize when you could have maybe done something different, but again, there's all just lessons. You're here in this now moment. How do I need to feel now, or what do I want to feel at this now moment, and how do I want to move forward as I continue just to grow and expand? Because we're all going to make, mistakes, learn. But in my opinion, what has worked for me and even working for me now, because I didn't do anything to my eye for it to do what it's doing. However, I still gotta, at least for me, I still gotta stand in gratitude, stand in appreciation, and not in gratitude and appreciation like, oh yeah, I'm so glad this happened for me and to me. No, I'm not saying that. I didn't want this to happen to me at all. However, but I'm not gonna stand in resistance to it. I understand if I'm infinitely taken care of. If I trust whatever religious thing that you say you trust, if you truly trust that, then understand that you're always going to be taken care of, and always that you are loved and cared for. And it's very, 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 very important to the God, the spirits, your guides, whoever you believe in. It's very important that you are always moving at your highest level. Then in my opinion, you have to move with clarity and power during this situation. And I say clarity, and this just a situation has brought a new level of clarity to me. I use this kind of metaphor because this is how I seen it. It's one thing to be clear about, okay, if you're in a room with multiple doors and your guys or whoever you trust nudge you, that's the door. Or you got multiple hallways, that's the hallway. But what if it's foggy, shrouded, you can't even really see your feet on the ground, but you don't think, you don't believe, you don't hope, you know that you are always taken care of, but you got to keep moving. You just keep moving. And that's a different kind of clarity that this is really showing me, that just keep moving. Just keep moving. Keep smiling. Keep loving on yourself. Keep loving on your family. Don't hold no frustration. Just keep moving. Because if you understand that you are always taken care of and things are always going to work out in as high as good for you, at least for me, I got to say that because I don't claim to tell anybody how to live their life, and everybody's situation is different. Everybody's path is different. But what has worked for me and what has helped me and is what is helping me at this very now moment is the understanding that I'm good. I'm taken care of. I'm always taken care of. And whatever this is going to reveal, it's been revealing other things, but definitely that clarity piece is definitely one thing that has really opened my eyes to, wow, it's good to know which way to go. And you can see it, but still walking one step at a time with confidence, with your head up, no fear. At times, old programming can, I use this, old programming can play. It was almost like like flags blowing in the wind. And I have free will, so I can grab them if I want, but I don't want to. I don't want to. I don't even want to match that energy. So I see it, okay, boom, it goes by me. So that's just another level of clarity that this is giving me during this situation. So how life unfolds when you live this way, when you move as your own beacon alignment compounds faster than resistance. And when alignment compounds faster than resistance, you get a lot of different kind of results. And we talked about this in other episodes, that you just get a cascade of situations, opportunities that come to you. And again, you're not doing those things for clout, applause. However, people are just going to be witnessing to it. So alignment compounds faster than resistance. People and opportunities magnetize without effort. Without effort. You don't even know yourself. I mean, you don't know exactly how the pieces lined up, but you like, yo, it's how I've been feeling. It's how I have orchestrated my thoughts. And that's the reason why this happened the way it happened. Because sometimes when things show up and you just, hey, your mindset and the way you've been operating allowed those opportunities to magnetize towards you. And once they start to magnetize towards you, they come with so much velocity and so much power and gravity at times. It could definitely, if you're not, again, your mindset, if you're not expecting, because through this situation, I expect great and amazing things to happen. So when they do, I expect it. I'm still going to be happy, joyful, and full of gratitude as I am now. And even when the solution arises and things show up in a different way. Because what I was telling somebody, it was like, yeah, my vision's going to be okay. I'm going to be able to see, but what I see is going to be different. And what I mean by that is that I'm going to be able to see, this film over my my right eye is going to, go away. But when it does, what I see and how I see is going to be completely different. I truly believe that. I truly know that. Truly know that. Your presence becomes undeniable, not because you're loud, but because you're luminous. Just walk in a room and just, wow, okay, who was that? Who was that? Or people say, wow, you seem so happy all the time. You're right. You're right. Your life stops orbiting what ifs and starts carving galaxies from I am. Your life stops orbiting what ifs and starts carving galaxies. Listen to that, galaxies. Whole solar systems of multiple solar systems and multiple creative avenues from the I am. This is the becoming of being undeniable. That's what that is. So we've been the lighthouse. We kept the light steady for others and ourselves. But now it's time to streak across your own sky, to be seen, to make impact, to embody clarity in motion. Comets don't chase permission. They don't dim to fit the night. They blaze their arc, and the world turns its head to watch. So that's what Comet Clarity is. And as we embody these different concepts and just add these different technologies and different tools to our drawer, toolbox, however you want to see it, then we're able to just live life in a more, harmonious and balanced way. Because the emotions and different things will come. But it's always what you do with anything in any situation. So as we continue just to live in abundance, live in light, and again, I'm never saying let anybody mishandle you, but understand that you're powerful. So I appreciate everyone as always. Appreciate y'all tuning in. Love yourself so you can love others. Ashe.